Hey guys, welcome back. If you listen around the hobby, you'll hear a lot of people talking about the increasing prices on both locomotives and rolling stock. And manufacturers are kind of looking for ways to reduce costs or come up with more jam-packed features for the cost. I think Athearn has found a nice way to handle it in our review today with the SD40 locomotive. This is a ready-to-roll series locomotive, but for the first time ever, Athearn's added sound to the Ready to Roll series. So let's see what it sounds like and looks like with these features on the Ready to Roll series SD40, starting right now. Go ahead and unbox the locomotive here. I had a couple different varieties. I just chose to unbox this one. Inside the box you have paperwork, the Athearn news flyer, the warranty card, and you have an exploded parts diagram here. However, I did notice that the exploded parts diagram doesn't have information about sound decoder, the functions of the sound decoder and whatnot. MSRP is $184.98, which is about $115 cheaper than the Genesis sound. There's a lot of good details still packed into this locomotive for that MSRP, and you're looking at about the $150 to $160 price range online at different retailers. I'll put a link below. But now that that's out of the way, let's actually take a look at the locomotive a little closer. Alright, front of the locomotive, you've got ready to roll features, so there's not going to be windshield wipers, there's not going to be safety tread on the walkways. So one thing that did impress me for ready to roll is that they went ahead and did silver tipped MU hoses on the locomotive. You've got the incandescent bulbs that Athearn has been sticking with. You have a beacon light up top. You've got cab window sunshade. You have adjustable cab windows. Now this isn't the first time this is out of the box. I actually played with these locomotives. Usually I unbox these first time, but if I don't, I go ahead and tell you guys about it, and this one has been out of the box before. So the only problem I encountered with these windows is they got kind of stuck. So I had to kind of get a hold of them to get them to move around a bit, but really kind of a nitpicky thing there. You got the handrails are standard plastic from Athearn. I keep thinking that they increase durability because I see, you know, the stanchions don't pop out as much. That one popped out there, it looks like. So we got that one to pop. But they don't pop out as much as the earlier run, early 2000s, mid 2000 ones, where the stanchions would be in a pile usually. So that's good. They're a little increased. Still have a couple stanchion problems there. So I think they've kind of focused in on gluing their stanchions down or something somewhere along the process. Still plastic handrails, still thin, and still, you know, your definition of durable may be different than mine. I wouldn't call them durable in terms of metal handrails by any means, but they do what they do. So you've got the cab window sunshade like we talked about. You've got the Union Pacific motto, which was "We can handle it" at the era of this locomotive here. You've got the nice silver truck details, and you can see the nice truck detail there for ready to roll, not too bad. Fuel tank detail with the fuel tank level sight glass there. You've got all the compartments along the side that have a decent amount of depth. Dynamic brake housing area here with two dynamic brake fans up top. The exhaust is up here. Dustbin hatch just a little bit forward there. You've got the radiator fans back here along with the horn mounted between the first and second. Radiator fan grills right there. And switching around to the back side, more of the same. You've got the number boards, which on Athearn, Ready to Roll and Genesis are not lit. But you've got those incandescent bulbs in the back again. You've got more handrails. You've got McHenry couplers, which are plastic couplers. You see there. People say they have issues with them, so if you want a metal coupler you can always switch out to something else, but they come plastic because Athearn owns McHenry, and I think we've been over that a few times, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse. But nice color scheme to this. It looks like a little better of a yellow than what we saw on the SD40 ACE. I don't know if that was intentional or unintentional. The latest runs of the SD70M, I mean. But it still is a good UP Armor yellow, so nice color there. There's the other side. We got the sand filler hatch with the yellow up top on the nose. You got some separately applied grab irons, which is nice for a ready-to-roll series. To do that, I think they've done that for quite a while. But overall, the real emphasis here is value on price, and we'll go ahead and move into weight, pull testing, and operation, so you can see if your value is, the price is low enough to consider it a good deal for you. Let's go ahead and weigh this thing. Got 433 grams, 15.3 ounces, 0.433 kilograms, so that'll give you a good indication of weight. Personally, it's a good weight, kind of middle of the road for this locomotive, not a brick, but this is also a short locomotive. Can't do the pull test. Something happened with my pull tester, it just died on me, so I've got to get another one of those in. But we'll go ahead and do a long run by at the end so you can see if it's pulling a good amount of cars without struggling. Let's go ahead and move on to operation. There's no startup sequence to this locomotive, but let's go ahead and move it. Turn on the headlight here and the beacon light, and I'll turn the sound back on. We'll go ahead and move it at 1 speed step. It's 1 out of 126 on my MRC advanced squared. 2, 3, 4, oops, jumped up there, 5, and 6. And you hear the engine just start to rev as I started getting up there. I don't have much space to operate because the layout is a nightmare as I'm actually creating the layout, and I've got stuff everywhere. But let's go reverse. Got those reverse incandescents. Go ahead and swing this around so you can see that better. As this passes, I'm going to kill some lights so you can see the actual beacon light here in a moment. There's the incandescent. We're in reverse. Now that the beacon's center frame here, it's only on in forward, by the way. Very realistic looking beacon though. So there you go, with a little bit of light killed, you can see the beacon. That's basically operation. Let's check out some sounds. There's your standard bell. Here's the horn. Short horn. Long horn again because I gotta complete a grade crossing sequence. So there's a few of the sounds in the Tsunami decoder. I'm not sure if it's a limited decoder. From everything I read on Athearn's page, it's actually a Tsunami or Soundtrack Tsunami decoder, which would indicate it's not the limited decoder. So if I find out any information on that, I will go ahead and post it as a note in this review. But that's about it for operation. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this review up. Well guys, that wraps up the review of the Athearn ready-to-roll SD40. I hope you enjoyed this video. I think it's an awesome locomotive. Nice compromise between detail and sound for that MSRP of $184.98. You've got a couple different schemes going on. You've got actual variations of the ready-to-roll Union Pacific. Like this one has 2 beacons here. This is an actual DC model, but we reviewed the sound model. Now also, there's a lot of different schemes. You got Norfolk Southern out there. They've got a bunch of other ones coming out, including Montana Rail Link, Southern Pacific. So a bunch of different schemes coming out. Burlington Northern, I believe, is coming out. And then they're going to expand the actual sound series into more parts of ready-to-roll fleet. So you can see that coming up as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time right here on my channel. Take care.